Finally I painted the remaining two ones. Yeah, there I had to tear off a little bit of the wood, but so I have to paint it again. But these two got their second and third layer of paint, and now actually with the help of the laser I heightened all points, all I would say 16 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then here 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again. So right now everything is aligned and having the same level. Maybe there is 1 millimeter distance. So again, what I'm doing right now, I'm starting to nail, cut and nail these planks or small beams cross, so between the big beams. This will provide the structural rigidity and thick stability, but that's not the main reason. The main reason is that once they are done, I'm going to put the concrete pull sheets on them, so that then they are not gonna bend anymore. Yeah, so actually they will not. So these beams, they are 2x4s basically, so they will not carry weight. But anyway, so and how I'm doing that, I'm also painting them, but with just 1 layer of paint, and I'm screwing these I would say slippers onto them, which will help me to screw them. I thought that I might use nails, which I think would have been fine also, but anyway, I go with this one. This will be the strongest one ever. So yeah, so that's it. I'm continuing my work, and I will check in soon. Actually I managed to cut and screw, I would say these, stabilizers, so cross posts, or I would say beams, cross beams between the bigger ones. So that means that this piece, which is separate from the bigger one, because these long beams, I mean, it is made up of two longer beams. So anyway, so these are screwed together, and here, so they all together create a much more solid structure, and the same is done for the bigger piece. What I'm doing, I mentioned previously that basically these cross beams have no, I would say, static purpose. Though what they do is that they will provide a support basically for the concrete poured sheets, which this whole structure will be covered. So I would say I'm 1/3 way through, so 2/3 remaining, because I think here I need to do at least 1, 2, if not 3 one more columns, and then the bigger one also. But I'm trying to speed it up, but it's a quite lengthy process, because I need to cut. I always have to measure how long of posts do I have to cut. Then I cut them, then I'm planing them, grinding them, and then I'm painting them, and then I can screw them. So yeah, but the good thing is that it starts to look like some kind of structure. Again, the real structure is gonna be 1 layer above this, which will have a similar kind of thing. But yeah, this is it. Okay, so end of today, I screwed in 3 more cross beams here. So now this part of the frame is even more solid. Actually, I had to use hammer to hammer this one down. Yeah, so it's quite stiff. Tomorrow is my mother's birthday and my niece's name day, so hopefully we will celebrate, and tonight I would like to go to dance a little bit. But anyway, I hope tomorrow I can continue. I think yeah, maybe I will, yeah, 2 more columns should be put here. Maybe I will add 1 more column, but then I have to, I would like to start finishing that one, the back, the front, the back, the front, so getting closer and closer to the middle, basically. Yeah, I should time. maybe I shouldn't time that. How much time does it take to prepare and drill in 1 column? Yeah, maybe an hour. I don't know. Whatever. I think today was a really good progress. Let me just try and maybe. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it should hold me. Yeah, it held me great. So yeah. Okay, so see you tomorrow. We managed to do the usual drill, slice beams, sand them, so plane them, sand them, paint them, and then screw them into places. So that row and that row and this row has been completed. Yeah, we try to parallelize things, which I don't say we fully could. But anyway, we made 3 columns, which is great, because for example, right now I could have started cutting the one of these concrete poured sheet and put it in its final position. But first I want to finish all the grid, basically. Yeah, there are 2 columns here, and I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns here. So in total 8 columns. That's still a lot, because so far I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so I think I'm halfway through. Okay, so this is it for today. Today I was doing these 2 columns of I would say cross beams. So I guess there are 2 remaining, I hope, just 2 here, which I'm gonna finish tomorrow. I'm progressing slowly, obviously slowly than what I anticipated or what I imagined. Yeah, I mean, doing these things alone is much slower, obviously. 1 person equals half person, 2 persons equal 3 persons. So yeah, like with beer. Okay, so this is a check-in from Monday. I took a time off for today, so basically for today, did I finish the inner one? And I also finished these 2 columns of beams. So basically everything is done. Yeah, so all these concrete poured sheet support cross beams are finished. I need to do something. I have to take out those and check whether that long big beam, how does it fit nicely, because it's a little bit off with the other one on the back side. But aside from that, yeah, this is I would say a milestone, that this part of the cabin is I mean, this level of structure is finished. So what's coming next? What I said, checking that joint, but then basically cutting the concrete push sheets into proper sizes and then putting them onto these beam grid basically. And yeah, I think that's gonna be a very I would say visible and interesting piece. I have to be very careful because these sheets are ultra heavy and I should not damage any of them. But yeah, I got some experience from the previous set, so yeah, that's it. So looking forward to doing this. I do hope that I'm going to do this before I travel to Sicily. I finished cutting the concrete push sheets for the third, fourth and fifth column. I would have done the fourth, but I don't have enough sheets brought here onto the construction site. I will have to ask my brother or someone to help me bring two more, because one cut from this will go here, then the large will go there, and then there will be a small portion, again a long and a short one, which have to be cut, and then that's gonna be it. So so that's it. I think it looks great. Let me just take a walk. Basically, it's great to walk on these. Basically I can walk whenever there are crossings, or because probably I could have walked there too, because in the middle there are cross beams. But anyway, so I think these are great. It's good to be here again, because I did this for the 15 millimeter like that concrete push sheets, but these are 80 millimeters. They are much stronger anyway, and we have the support. So let me just walk here, and yeah, it starts to show the size of the building and yeah, of the cabin. Okay, so the new pack of wood or lumber has arrived. Huge ones, 15 by 20 for the foundation grid around and in between, and then 5 by 20s here, and 5 by 20s here for creating the grid. Okay, so a quick update from the status of the cabin building. Today I finally managed to assemble basically the frame. These are the impregnated green color timber. Those are huge studs. So yeah, it was very tough because it wasn't just that those should be cut into proper sizes, but also they should be assembled together. So at each corner, and actually I don't see that at the middle, but there is a continuation of these studs, which again had to be properly sewn and then assembled. Yeah, there is another joint connection point there on the back. So but finally it's done. In terms of differences, there is a ½ centimeter difference more or less in the diagonal, so it is almost rectangular shape, which is great. And in terms of height, there are around 2 millimeters difference between this corner and that middle, and more or less that corner. So so yeah, 2 millimeters across 7.7 meters. I think Peter Balázs would say that that's an acceptable and tolerable difference. So now what's coming next is yeah, and I also put in these sheets, which are one way allowing the moisture to go and prevents it to go up. So basically the idea is that the moisture will not come through the bottom due to the concrete purchase, but anyway, if it does, then these sheets will prevent coming them into the insulation, because basically what's coming next is that I'm going to construct a frame grid of studs into this into proper places, because those will also, because on top of that grid of lumber the OSB sheets will come. So anyway, next phase is to create the grid and order the OSB sheets. And once the grid is done, I'm going to assemble that by using 5x20s, and in two places there will be like these 15x20s. So yeah, that's what's coming next. And once that's done and the OSB sheets arrive, then I can put the insulation in and cover the whole thing with OSB sheets. And that will be again another huge milestone. So basically the next milestone is creating the grid. And just to give a sense of the size, this is quite nice, quite big, around 30 square meters. Yeah, so I think it's gonna be enough for a start, and I do hope that it's not gonna rain. Okay, so I reached the, I would say, semi-milestone, but still a huge one. I finished the basic frames inner grid almost. The columns are ready, and now the remaining piece is to put in the blocks. I don't know that how many rows am I gonna get. I guess around 4 or 5. So yeah, there are still a lot of measuring and cuts remaining, and those would be put in with nails. But anyway, I think this is a huge milestone. So just yeah, looking onto this, I mean, this is great. Yeah, there is one takeaway that measuring the length of these studs shouldn't go longer than the width, which should be origin of the rectangle. I think my outer frame has been expanded a little bit by a few millimeters. I think that's not a big problem. So basically the OSB plates will define the real size of the building, and there is enough support for that and for the walls. So yeah, there won't be any problem. Yeah, so again, it's so great. We are not expecting rain for tomorrow. So basically for tomorrow, my goal is to put in. It would be awesome to put in all the blocks, but I'm not sure whether I can, because huge amount of cuts. Yeah, basically I mentioned. So a lot of cuts have to be made, and if the blocks are in, then the next step is putting in the insulation, cutting the insulation into pieces and putting in the insulation and putting the OSB sheets. But basically tomorrow, yeah, once I have the as many blocks in as possible, I would like to put in the OSB sheets on it. So if there is any kind of rain coming or whatever, then flat surface is there. So because now I put the tarp on it and there will be these waves, but no problem because we are not expecting rain. So yeah, let's get on with it. Okay, quick update from the next day. Actually, putting in the blocks in between the joists or studs, yeah, whatever. Actually, I'm progressing much slower than what I originally thought or anticipated. So today I finished putting in blocks into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. I will see whether today I can finish this one. Yeah, more or less I now know the technique. Unfortunately, for some studs at the beginning I made them a little bit ruptured, but I think it doesn't really matter. They are very tall, 20 centimeter tall, so I think it doesn't really matter, but only just in 2 places. For every other it was awesome and great. So now I will bring USB sheet to be put on this. It's not gonna be the final place. I mean, because first the insulation has to be cut into proper sizes and put into these basically boxes. But I will not start to today. Yeah, first I need to finish all the blocking. But while I'm doing that, for the nights I'm putting the OSB sheets on it, so basically there is a flat surface. So if there is any kind of rain, but we don't expect rain, but even if there is any kind of rain, then the block itself, inner self, is protected. And again, that's not actual dampness, but it was formerly water, but it already dried out. quick check-in from, I guess, the third day. So I almost finished putting in the blocks. Basically there is one last column remaining. I left out the n-1 column because then I was allowed to screw in the last column from the n-1 side. Yeah, so basically 4 blocks remaining. I guess I think it turned out to be quite nice. Try to keep the line straight. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do now is bring 6 more OSB sheets here. So basically almost the whole deck, or I would say foundation, will be covered. But again, this is not the final placement of the OSB sheets, because once I'm done with blocking this last column, then comes another new part which I haven't done before. What I need to do is to cut the insulation into pieces, put the insulation into these boxes, and once the insulation is in, then put I would say some pasta under the OSB sheets, and then put the OSB sheets into their final places. Not sure, not necessary that I'm gonna screw them down right now. Maybe I will wait a little bit. But anyway, so again, next step, last column, blocking last column, then insulation cutting, and then putting the OSB sheets into the places. Okay, quick update. So the connection points I filled in with pure foam to yeah, basically insulate from the outside. I try to put foam basically for every kind of direction of these yeah, the 4 corners basically, and basically at the middle the joints of these 2 studs. So yeah, we try to do as well as possible. I think this should be enough. So okay, let me just show it. Yeah, I will cut those pieces which came out with the blade, but more or less that's it. So with that, I'm thinking of finishing the last column, which is this one, but maybe not, because I still have around 3 hours left for today. So I'm going to start, I guess, cutting the insulation and putting them into these blocks, so I can have some kind of feeling how does it go. I guess I'm finished for today. So I've been cutting the insulation to pieces into the blocks. Here we can see them. Actually it's a little bit tricky, but more or less I got the process or the methodology using those 2 levels. So but still, yeah, it's a little bit tedious to always measure the proper size. But again, once well, I think now I got used to it. So what I finished with insulating the blocks under 2 OSB sheets and a little bit more. So there is one more OSB sheet sized remaining from the first row. How many rows am I having? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. I've been using one bale of insulation so far. I'm not entirely, but more or less, a little bit less. So I think I'm going to have enough of that, hopefully. I finished to fill in the insulation everywhere into the last blocks. So this is great. This is a huge milestone, because now the next phase is to really put the OSB sheets into the proper places, cut them into proper sizes, and then could come building and raising the walls. Yeah, so this is a huge milestone. Okay, so a quick update from today. I finished filling the gaps with acrylic silicone. All gaps, basically the horizontal and the vertical ones. I also filled in those which I filled in before, so I guess it's great. And also yesterday I made a huge step forward, that basically I measured and cut all 4 corners properly, so now it's everything is in exact size. So I'm having a rectangular shape with the exact edges, length of edges, and I also started to pop the chalk line, if I may to quote Danny from Deep South Homestead. So we can see that here there is a chalk line there, 15 centimeters from the side. There is a chalk line. There's a chalk line on the back long edge, and there is a chalk line here. I'm not just popping the chalk lines, but I'm also spraying lacquer on them, so I'm preventing it to be get brushed off if somebody steps on them. So it's really great. It seems to be really great. So today I'm gonna chop the chalk line for the front long edge, lacquer in it, and then I'm going to pop all I would say studs beneath the OSB sheets, so I know where the studs are. So if I need to do any kind of nailing or whatever for them, then I will know where they are. And once I'm done with that, then I'm gonna cover the whole sheet. But yeah, let's first just get on with this. I finished today. I had to finish earlier than what I originally planned because I ran out of the lacquer spray. But more or less, you can see that I managed to pop the chalk line for many studs going across. This will help me screw the OSB sheets better and later on know where the studs are. So yeah, I mean, you can see these lines. There's basically, I barely couldn't finish the last one. Ran out of lacquer, and then there is one more line, I would say one more stud line, and then the remaining pieces are these horizontal ones, 4 or 5 of them, which yeah, I have to buy a lacquer spray and then finish tomorrow. And then once I do that, I can finally cover it for the winter.